Hello, ladies. Wow, I'm here in an audience with a whole room full of ladies, and I just tweeted my business partner and said to him, look at what you've just missed out on coming here today. So what I'd like to know from you all is who's already in employment and looking to leave their job? Cool. And who is in the room that is already just starting and you've got an idea, but you've not really got going yet? And then who's in early stage growth, been going for maybe a year, 2 years? And have I missed anybody out? Anybody that's been going a bit longer? Cool. Congratulations. All right, look, I am a bit of a brand geek. I've been building businesses since the age of 18. I left school at the age of 15, and my mum at the time was quite disappointed about that fact. And I said to her, don't worry, Mum, I'm going to be as big as Oprah Winfrey. And she was like, what are you talking about? Can you imagine saying that to your mum? So that was my vision and has kind of held there for the last X amount of years. And so at 18, I decided to start up a retail shop in Leeds. I'm a northerner. I don't know if there's any northerners in the room. Hey! And look, at 18, I did not have a clue what I was doing. I decided to open a retail shop, and I brought Diesel and Replay into the north of England. Now, one thing was, at the time, Leeds United was absolutely massive, and I had one of the footballers' wives work for me. So Eric Cantona, Gary McAllister, Gary Speed, they were all coming into my shop, and I had my first taste of what celebrity could do for your business and how your stock could literally just walk out of the shop from having these people buying your products. It was nuts. I couldn't believe it. So look, at 20, I thought, if I'm going to do this whole Oprah Winfrey thing, I'm going to have to sell this shop because it's just not going to get me to my vision. So I decided at 20 to sell the shop. Now, can you imagine at 20 saying to your mum, well, I did buy a shop and now I'm selling the shop? And she's like, I've really got a cuckoo one here. Can't you just stick with something? So I'm like, all right, well, I've spotted a gap in the market, Mum. And I kind of see that Adidas was doing sports-related trainers. And look, we think we can do fashion trainers. Now, look, 25 odd year ago, if you can believe this, there weren't really any fashion sneakers. There was Adidas doing sports trainers, and nobody was really owning up to the fact that people wanted to wear them for fashion. So here we are, 2 kids, 21, and my business partner, 23, and we decided to do a fashion trainer business. Well, you just heard this lady over here say we did our branding and had to throw it in the bin. We made a whole range of shoes and then had to throw the lot in the bin because we didn't think they were good enough. And so in the bin they went, £30,000 later, which was a lot of money for us. Threw them in the bin, and then basically redesigned them. We launched at a big trade show, and boom, we sold 40,000 pairs of shoes. I was 21. I was like, oh my God, now what are we going to do? So in 6 months, manufacturing business, we had to get these shoes in the shops. Right? You've got a 6-month turnaround to get your shoes out. Now, we sold 40,000 pairs of shoes. That meant we had to manufacture them, and we had no money. How are we going to do that? So we went on this crazy journey to get funding. Had to go and speak to angels, VCs, didn't know what I was talking about. They could have been talking Chinese. And I was like, look, I've got this vision and we've got an order book and we've got 150,000 pairs of shoes, because by the time of the end of the ordering season, we had 150,000 pairs of shoes that we had to get manufactured. And then all of a sudden, I managed to find somebody to fund us, which was actually a government loan, and we got funded. And 4 years later, we had them in the Design Museum as design classics, and we sold the business to Caterpillar. And it was nuts. I was 24 and I was stressed, and it was really stressful. And we were like, well, we spotted a gap and that worked. So then I went, what am I going to do now? So, okay, I'm a brand geek and all I know is how to build businesses, build them from a brand, not from a business perspective. So I knew all about really getting brands off the ground. I'm going to start up an agency. And my agency is going to build businesses from a brand and not just do marketing and PR. Now, I wasn't trained in marketing and PR. I don't know marketing and PR. I wasn't trained going to university to do that. I knew how to build businesses. And so started on the journey, and 15 years on, we managed to build some of the biggest businesses on the high street today. People like, we started with Mark Newson, who designed the iWatch, and went on a journey with him to launch his book and his car and his watch and his bike and all that. Worked with Topshop, building out their brand for them, worked with Miss Selfridge, getting them back. And we then got Pringle of Scotland. And Pringle said to us, we've got a vision. And I was like, oh God, here we go again. So what's your vision? Tell me what the vision is. What's the vision? So they said to us, we want to be on Bond Street. And I have to say, I laughed. And I went, like, you're a golfing brand. How, okay, you want to be on Bond Street. And how long is that going to take us? And they said, 3 years. And I went, but your brand has got Nick Faldo. Does anyone know who Nick Faldo is in this room? Nick Faldo is a golfing guy, right? And he was like not the coolest of guys. And so they said to us, look, we want you to help us build our business. So Nick Faldo was wearing it. We managed to get David Beckham to wear it. The vision, remember, was a brand on Bond Street. They were a golfing brand. They were way over there. David Beckham wore it, and boom, it exploded. And then we had got them this big tea dance, and Sophie Dahl and all these people. And then influencers came in and they started wearing it. And eventually we got them to open their first shop on Bond Street. Now, 20 years on, I transferred my knowledge from going from building consumer brands, working with celebrities, all the way over here to working with entrepreneurs, to doing the thing that I wanted to do, to serve my passion, which is to inspire and educate a new generation of business leaders to create a famous brand with a purpose. So what does that mean? My thing is about shifting the world into a new era through the eyes of brands. How do we do that? What if we could shift education? What if there was businesses in the room today that were inspired about shifting some kind of education, and we built an ecosystem and brought you all together to be able to make that shift? What if we wanted to do something in fashion and actually build purpose-based businesses rather than just commercial businesses, and actually do something in the fashion world that would actually help manufacturing to come back to life for Britain? What if we built ecosystems? So that's my vision. So I say to people, those that grow the fastest, you might want to write this down, those that grow the fastest, you got your pen out, are brand-led. Brand-led. I'm going to leave you with something. Brand is very, very different from branding. Branding is what you do, your logo, what you look like, your visual tone, how you show up. Brand is the end-to-end system of the whole, and I mean the whole, of your revenue stream. That means the brand, the vision, what you're doing, the asset, what's the biggest value possible that you can put out there. I'm saying to you, I want to shift the world into a new era through the eyes of brands. The products that I'm doing it with, the school and the talks and all the TV stuff that I'm doing, that's the product. What I am going to do is shift the world into a new era. Who did I say that I was going to be at 15? As big as Oprah Winfrey. The brand. Now, the end-to-end revenue stream, the product. You sits with your product lines, everything that you do, every single thing you design, the whole of the revenue stream, from the awareness product, the books that you put out, the TV that you put out, to the community products, the e-learning, the community platform, to the scalable products, the licensing products, whatever you bring out sits with the brand. The channel, whatever channels you're then going to do, what partnerships you're going to create, sits with your brand. And the last one, your sales, how you're going to design your campaign, your solution selling, your sales tools, everything sits with the brand. So when I moved from the world of brand into entrepreneurs, I noticed that businesses were building their businesses from the bottom up because they were needing to get sales through the door. So everybody's trying to drive sales. And then they're going, God, how am I going to get it into a channel? Who's going to buy it from me? I need to sell something into a channel. Okay, I'm going to do that. Now I've sold that, I'm going to add in another product because that product's obviously doing well, right? So I'm going to sell more products. So I need another one. And then finally you're trying to shove that brand into the whole sales stream to be able to get your branding in there. And now it's not working because the vision that you've got over there isn't sitting with your sales over here. What are you going to do? So what I leave you with is saying this: build your business from the top down, from your brand to your product, to your channel, to your sales. Take a little bit of time to build out what you are and what you're not and what you stand for and what you want to be known for. Build it all out and then drive it through the whole of the revenue stream. The brand, the product, the channel, the sales, and not bottom up, which is about 98% of small businesses are doing at the moment. The sales, the channel, the product, and the brand. And if you would like to read more, it's written in the book. Thank you.